Hi friends, this is Hoymostri. As promised, I'm back with a new video, and this time the topic is 7 ways in which you can make your MIT application stronger. As I've said earlier, I do not believe that there is a set formula for getting into MIT. However, there are certain things that I did keep in mind while preparing my MIT application, and I hope that this video will relate my story and that the advice will be of help to some of you in your MIT application process. So, according to me, the most important thing that one should keep in mind before and while applying to any institute is thoroughly research the institute. In this particular case, the institute is MIT. Before applying to MIT, I'd actually gone through their website in great detail. I've spoken to people who are currently enrolled in MIT or who have been MIT alums. I spoke to the admissions officer that MIT sent to a European Girls Math Olympiad and cleared my doubts regarding the institute. I knew the kind of classes that MIT offered in the departments that I was interested in. I knew the professors who taught here with whom I would love to interact with at some point of time in my life. I knew the kind of extracurricular and research opportunities MIT offered to undergraduates. I knew the kind of dorm life that MIT had for undergraduates. It's not like I made a detailed plan that I'm currently sticking to because that's not possible. Once you come to college, you discover new passions, new hobbies, meet new people, discover new tracks that excite you. However, what that research did for me was that it painted a rough picture of an MIT life that I knew I would love to experience. There were many, many aspects of MIT that excited me. I knew that MIT was a perfect fit for me before applying. So the research does not only make it evident to the people you would be interacting with that you are actually interested in the institute, it also helps you make the correct choice. You would be in this institute for about 4 years as an undergraduate. And if you're stuck at a place that you do not really like or are not really happy in, it's not going to be good for you. So definitely research the institute before you're applying to it. And once you have decided that yes, MIT is a great choice for you, then the rest of the video is for you. And I would be talking about the kinds of preparation that went into making the MIT application, my MIT application. So I would roughly be dividing it into my academic preparation in high school, my extracurricular preparation in high school, and the kind of preparation that went into for actually building the components of the application. So, for academic preparation, I think I maintained a great academic track record throughout high school. What that demonstrated was that I was able to take a lot of pressure. I was willing to put in a lot of hard work into my academics. That is very important because MIT education, as I've said earlier, is rigorous, and you would need to put in a lot of hard work and effort to be able to excel at it. So, if you are able to demonstrate that you are a person who is willing to work hard to achieve academic excellency, then if you are demonstrating that through good academic track records in high school, good grades, then it's definitely going to be helpful for you. Another question that people ask me is how important are the standardized test scores? I think for an answer to that, you can visit the MIT website itself. There they have like a lot of really nice graphs that actually relate the kind of test scores that students who have been admitted to MIT have got throughout the years. So it's like an admitted student profile. That gives a pretty good idea of the kind of scores that are expected of an admitted MIT student. Irrespective of whatever the data shows, I think you should definitely prepare well and put in a lot of effort and concentration and dedication into performing well in the standardized tests like SATs or SAT subject tests or something else, because good test scores demonstrate that you are able to work well under pressure. And that is definitely a good and important quality to have if you want to succeed in life. So definitely work hard for these exams and best of luck if you're taking them anytime soon or anytime. Uh, Another thing related to academics, which I think have been most important for me, was actually pursuing my academic interests outside of the classroom. As I have said earlier in my previous video, for those who have not seen it, please check it out on YouTube. I have participated in a ton of math competitions. So I don't think it's necessary to participate in competitions in order to explore your academic interests. You could start with something like taking online classes in subjects that interest you, building a website, coding an app, or anything really that lets you pursue your academic interests beyond the resources that are readily available to you. So it demonstrates that you are genuinely excited and really passionate about the subjects that you are expressing an interest in. And that is going to be really helpful for you. And also, it helps develop skill sets that are going to be useful in other career paths or pursuits that you may have later on. Coming to extracurriculars, I don't think I had a ton of extracurriculars in high school. I did do certain things that made me happy, and occasionally, like not like regularly, like painting or elocution. However, there was one hobby that I was very passionate about, and it was writing. I never really wrote professionally, but I did maintain a blog where I mainly wrote poetry. I think having a hobby is of great personal importance. So, for instance, like what do I do when I'm not doing math, right? When I'm not coding, like it's not like I'm 24/7 stuck on things. Also, like stuck on academic things. Also, there are some times that I'm stuck on problems and I need to actually step back for a while and and unwind and just like let off the steam so that I can come back to the problem and think creatively and think out of the box and come back with a new approach, right? So what do I do in those times? Then writing is my go-to hobby for all those situations. I think having a hobby will also relate much more about you as a person than just grades or your academic pursuits. So definitely try to get a hobby and develop it. If and but like if and only if something genuinely excites you. Now, in all these processes, right, like in the classroom or in academic pursuits beyond the classroom or in like pursuing extracurricular activities, you will be meeting a lot of people. Try building good relationships with these people because your achievements, your awards, your prizes will only be talking about your academic or extracurricular acumen and abilities. However, your latent abilities, right, leadership qualities, like communication abilities. These can only be related to the admissions people through your recommendation letters, through what other people think about you as a teammate, as a person that they are working with. Are you someone who works amazingly well under pressure? Are you someone who's a born leader? Are you someone who can communicate really, really well? Or any other latent abilities that you may have that can only be conveyed to the admissions people through your recommendation letters. So definitely build relationships with the people, maybe your research advisor, maybe your team leaders, maybe your class teachers, whoever you're working with. Build those relationships. Not only in college applications, those relationships are going to be very, very useful for you even in real life, like in life beyond applications or colleges. So for your some people ask me like from whom should they ask for recommendation letters? Is it important to have recommendation letters from someone who's very well known? I think more important than anything else, whoever you are asking for recommendation from should know you really well as a person and beyond what your transcript or your medals or your prizes convey. They should know how you like your strengths, like the things that you bring to the table other than your abilities in the classroom, like the things that make you who you are as a person. I think that those are the kinds of people who can write you the best recommendation letters. uh, then finally, coming to the most important part of the application, the part that I find to be the most important in the application, the essays. The essays are where you can actually relate to the admissions officer much beyond what others can tell about you, what your grades can tell about you. You can say how you are as a person, who you are as a person, what kind of things matter to you, and definitely take the opportunity to convey how you are different, what extra things you are going to bring to the community, how you'd be able to contribute to the community, why you think that you are a good fit for the school. Explain all of this really well. And also, I think essays are a place where you should show and not tell. So, for instance, if you want to write suppose you are a very humorous person, right? You are a very funny person and you always make everyone laugh around you. Then instead of just flat out writing I am humorous, which is probably the least humorous way to write that you are humorous, show that you are humorous. Maybe write a light-hearted essay, or maybe I mean, like slow show it in some way, like just don't flat out write it. So it's not about only humor, any other kinds of qualities. If you are able to show it to the admissions officer, that would definitely be much more effective than flat out stating some things. And essays, I think the perfect opportunity to express who you are as a person, and the most important component of the application process, according to me. So definitely spend a lot of time writing those essays. Think that what you are writing actually demonstrates who you are. It actually represents who you are, so that both you and the admissions officers are convinced that you are actually honestly a good fit for the school. Thank you for listening to the video and making it this far. Please, if you have other questions, specific questions about the application process or any component, leave a comment in on the YouTube comment section below. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm trying to be more active in those. So Instagram actually has photos of my MIT life, a few photos of my MIT life, and I'll be trying to post more in the future. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you have specific questions, any kinds of question regarding this video, the previous video, or any other question related to my college life, high school life, or in general about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And very soon I'll be seeing you with another video. And goodbye till then.